Hey, how's it going, guys? So this is the second day of. I just realized that I named the character incorrectly. It was supposed to be Angelicum, but now it's Anglicum. It's really stupid, I know, but oh well. So here's one of the things that will help push you forward as you play the game, and that is offline time. So unlike other games, well, I guess there are a few out there. But and these games, they you know, kind of reward you for not playing the game. So we left this character yesterday at level 158, and we came back to it, and now it's going to be 212. And that's because of two things. I'll explain what. Um, it's this expedition fuel card that you always have to be on the lookout for. Make sure that you have the buff time. Uh, you have fuel to bring this buff time up to about 15 hours. So it has run out. It's been more than 15 hours since I last played. And when I logged on, we're seeing these new gears that the character has farmed for us. Now, don't get your hopes high. You can't get 2-star gear this way. At the most, it's going to give you 1-star gears. I haven't seen it loot red gears, but it does give you a nice boost when you're starting off. But as you progress towards end game, the gears that you will get here will all just be good for food or devouring. This is a nice loot. This is a behemoth quartz. This is red rarity, meaning you don't get this anywhere in the game. Um, as easily as the orange gears, and that's because this has like a percentage stat attached to it. There are like three kinds or variations. This is for the mount. There's one for the wings, and there's another for the curio. Um, that doesn't make sense right now, but I will show you later. So we also get these motivational growth packs, which you can use to enhance different parts of the character. So this one enhances the partner, this one for the wings, the primary curio insignia for the curios, and the mount. So prize stands for primary, and then it goes on to advanced. These are the really common um, upgrade parts. And then these are just gem bags that you get for free, and then purified gems for refining. We'll get into the details of this on a different video. Just want to stick to the progression on how far can we level Anglicum in another hour of gaming, right? So first we want to sort this out because see how I used that card and now I've got 5 hours. You could buy them for bound diamonds, but since I'm going to be playing for an hour, I'm most likely going to get that back as I go through. So see how I've already actually got to airship quality. Oh, these are airship quality cards. I'm sorry, my bad. So let's click on amazing. First thing you want to do is clear out your inventory. And again, don't worry about the gold. So let's just devour the gear, clear, and then you can filter out the stuff that are gold and red quality. If you don't see an arrow up, it's not really something that you can use. And then these 2 stars, it's grade 4 is really something that you're just gonna fly through. You don't need it. All right. So now what do we do? If you want to get a feel of what you need to do, always check the training button over here on the top right. It gives you like a good idea of the stuff that you have to go through on a daily basis. And then this is where you get the expedition fuel cards for free. So you'll get 10 hours from this alone. And I believe if you go through Daily. Um, I forget where it is. Online rewards, is it? Yeah. So there's another 5 hours here. Oh no, this is the airship quality. I keep on confusing the two. But anyway, it shouldn't come to a point where you need to buy those cards unless you skip or you don't make it through all of your dailies. Then you just, it's really just 25 bound diamonds, I think, per piece. So if you go here, go to expedition, click on the plus sign. Let's see, how much does it really cost? Yeah, 25 bound diamonds, no big deal. You're definitely gonna get more than that per day, especially if you're new and you're leveling up. Um, it's not gonna be a problem. So let's go back to that trading log and let's just get the really quick stuff out of the way. A daily like, and do we have any friends? I don't think we do have any friends. Um, let's see if we can actually send strangers a flower because that's also a daily. Yeah. Let's see if we can go through the rankings and do it that way. Gift. Ah, yeah. Look, you can do it. So just send one, and that should be all right. Oh, why just one? Because there's a marriage feature in the game, so you want to be saving up your flowers and all of those gifts like candy hearts and all that. You don't want to use them on just some random person. Basically, just create a stockpile of all those flowers and gifts. Um, and eventually, when you find a character that you want to marry, your character to, then you can increase the intimacy right away and get through the marriage process quicker because you have to like build up intimacy, and the way to do that is to send another person like gifts and bring up your intimacy level, and you need a ton of flowers for that. So yeah, don't send too many flowers. Just one flower per day to someone, and that's not a big deal. Gets you through the daily, and you're done doing two dailies already. Arena's pretty easy. Once you get past, like, it's not really something to get too competitive about. Like the first place in arena just gets 5,000 glory points, and unlike other games where glory points kind of reward you for that achievement, here it's kind of underwhelming, because the glory points you can use your glory points only in the glory store, and it's pretty limited. Like one premium godhood, bound diamonds, like 30 per day, just one purchase, as you can see here. XP dungeon tickets. So these are just like, yeah, So that's why don't get too upset if you can't get yourself up to like the higher ranks in the war zone or in the arena. Not a big deal. So your combat power is gonna come into play here. This is 456, 270. Let's see if we can get to a bracket where it just allows you to, allow you to quickly defeat an enemy without having to go through this interface. Um, so let's see. There you go. So now you've got that direct defeat. You can do this until you finish all your chances. And really the only reason why you're doing this is because of the XP. I don't really care too much about the glory, but the XP kind of counts. Like if you do 10 of those, it builds up over a week, over a month. So we're done with that, and then we can go into Peak Arena, just claim the daily rewards and the tier reward. This is another event that happens, I think, thrice a week. You can see the top 10 people here. These are the guys who have like 150 to 200 million combat power. We're only like a fraction of that at the moment. Like I said, don't be too worried about, getting high ranks in there at the moment or in your early game. It's just not possible. All right, 7-day login reward. So this is part of the things that the game will give you for free. You'll get a spirit at day 7. some costumes, some cosmetic upgrades to your chat interface, the title, and a bunch of diamonds, I think. So yeah, it shows those previews. And this, the good thing about this is it rotates every week. So once you're done with 7 days, it just resets and then gives you another 7 gifts, different ones. Right? So before we do anything else, what else can we do really quick? I like to start the day off with doing the dailies. And remember that guild we applied for yesterday. So it did accept us because that's my dummy guild. Um, and yeah, we're just gonna, do these. There are 10 or 20 dailies, daily quests. Some of them are just speak to people. It's not too grindy. Like for example, this one, talk to Uncle George. Um, and then it's either gonna be that or it's gonna be kill X number of mobs, and it should be done in like a good 15 minutes. Um, so here, 40. So while it's doing these kill, it's a nice, that's a chance to actually look at the stuff that we missed yesterday. And we did miss a lot. So look, I've got 455 bound diamonds. Which ones are worth it? Which ones are not? And if you're a casual player, just leave it at 80%. Not a big deal. Um, except for you just have to be careful not to. If you toggle a bit back and forth, you can see the difference, right? Do you really want to be spending your limited bound diamonds like to get like the full 100%, or are you okay with 80%? And these don't really, make or break your game. So since we're going free to play, let's just make do with the 80% retrieval. I mean, this doesn't make sense to go 100% because you still get one box and you just spent 20 extra bound diamonds for nothing, really. All right, so gave me some grade 6 gear. Pretty good, pretty good. Again, I'm not getting emotionally invested into the gear because, like I said, you're gonna fly through these gears really quick. Don't be afraid to switch them out as soon as you get some new gear. Um, where are we now? So, still 33 out of 40. For male, huh, compensation from yesterday gave us two additional XP tickets for the XP dungeon. And yeah, these are all the mail we got from yesterday, unlocking all those features. Just select all and then claim. And then you wanna. Oh, now for this one, don't. Don't use those right away. You wanna wait for the event that doubles the XP gains from the dungeon. It rotates. Sometimes it's gonna rotate through XP gains, 2 times loot for this or 2 times loot for that. Um, and even like 2 times loot and then it goes back to XP. So don't use it for on a normal day. What I'd like to do about with that is like I usually just put it in storage so that I don't accidentally activate it. All right. These boss tickets, I don't want to use them. So very common mistake. These boss tickets, you can only get them through Monday praying, or if you top up, if you're a pay-to-play uh, player, you get them through the daily top-ups. You get 2 of them. And if you're a VIP, you won't need them because you can just spend bound diamonds. And where you use these, all right, let's just wait for this to complete because it's gonna cut to an animation. So yeah, we're talking about the boss tickets that you get as a newbie. Just hang on to those until you get like around high enough to equip a gear. I guess gear 7 is a nice place to start using those, but then again, you start to really look for gear at around gear 11. So 7 to 11. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. You use those for the boss hunt stage here. And remember what I said yesterday, this is where you're going to be locked out if you're a free-to-play player. You cannot access this without the hunting tickets. Um, and those are the hunting tickets. These, right? And you can only get them from um, and these so many menus. I can't find it for the life of me. Where did I see that? So Monday praying, want to do that. Yeah, you get them from Monday praying by chance if you're lucky. And wow, where is it? If you top up like 360, you should be able to get like 2 of those boss hunt tickets every day. But that's if you're pay to win. I don't like saying pay to win, and paying to play is much better because you can be paying for this game and somebody else is going to be paying more, so you end up losing anyway. Um, I really can't see it though. Let's just get these out of the way. Ah, looks like we were able to unlock this one already. So this first part of the Gaia Arcane book that you're gonna unlock really easily is the one that depends on your combat power. And since you speed through the levels quickly, that's not a problem. I just can't let go of where we should be finding that daily top up. Limited grab, massive discount, flash gift pack, Sunday login, benefits. Oh yeah, this is one thing that you always want to check into as well, the calendar and the online stuff. All right, this is your level progression. Again, you get one of these XP dungeon tickets. Just put that in the storage for later, and put this in the storage for later. Don't be using this in the early games. Those are quite rare. Use the costume. Use the diamonds. Oops, almost end up using the XP dungeon tickets. What else did we get? This unlocks at night. You'll need to be on at night to get that. And redeem codes. We'll talk about redeem codes soon. I have a few. Alright, well, I cannot find where. This is the third time I've looked. This is madness already. I keep on looking at the same place. I'm gonna let it go. You just have to take my word for it. So that's the only other place you can get those hunting tickets by topping up this 360 diamond value. And by using the Monday praying. So as a free-to-play player, you can only get 2 of those tickets, and then by Monday, you use those, and it kind of it's like a roulette, which cycles through these different rewards, and If you get a boss ticket, hold on to it until you're strong enough to far enough in the game to equip gear 7 and higher. The longer you can wait, the more valuable this ticket becomes. That's all I can say about it. All right, where are we? We're still doing daily quests, so we're at quest number 7, and we can take advantage of this counter to explain a little bit more about how the progression goes. You can see that the switch class. So you may notice like we've got red dots everywhere, right? So that means that there's something that you need to look at, or the game is start trying to sell you something. But let's go with the most important part. Um, just like the 7-day login, you also have this evocation that takes 7 days to fully unlock. And what this is, it gives you another skill, which is your God activation skill. So this is the like God which everybody gets. Doesn't matter which class you start with. But this is the first God that everybody unlocks. Um, so you have to log in for 7 or 8, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 consecutive days. And that's going to give you enough shards to awaken this God. And what that does is, that's a God system. So it's another system on its own. It activates this slot and it recharges slowly over time. Um, and when you'll see like a progress bar going, a progress indicator um, around the circumference of this icon, and once it starts to glow, that means that God mode um, is available. We switch to this switch class. Let's go back to daily, right? And it there's a window in time where you activate that actual God. Your character actually just becomes that like God in the game, and the whole interface changes, your skills change, and you become like this super powerful avatar of destruction. There are quite a few gods in the game, and they can actually get chained together the more gods you have. We'll get into that as well in a future video. But yeah, always, and the first week of the game is really the most active part. You really want to hit all of those days in succession in order to get this and in order to get this, as well as the daily login to the calendar, which is if you for under benefits, yeah. So you go to benefits and daily check-in. So this unlocks this shard gold sand. I think you'll get enough for an upgrade as well, or just enough for a little bit under an upgrade for the costume. What exactly does that mean? If we go to the costume, right? See how they're like stars that are not filled up. So that means I just have one copy of it. But if you do get another copy, you can upgrade it. And it also adds more stats, right? That's how it works. So everything here is, works on tiers. So um, even the, if I have I unlocked it already? Treasure, right? So just because you got one wing doesn't mean that you're good with this wing. You can actually get duplicates, and it requires more and more copies of that to get more um, you know, more star levels. And these are pretty important because you've got the percentage increases there, which means that the stronger your character gets, the higher this CP actually gets an increase too. And there are 4 of them. Wings are basically for evasion. So let's go ahead and activate the free one that the game gave to us. Um, Everybody gets that part. Where were we? Treasure. So yeah, wings for evasion, curio for attack, adornment. Adornment, I think. Whoops. is also for attack, and then the other one was for defense, I believe. No. All right. Check the skills. What am I thinking? So you haven't unlocked anything. So if you see, I forget where to see that. Ah, here we are. So arms, wings, curio. That's no wonder why I got confused, because I'm used to seeing three of these. So the wings would be for evasion or dodging. All of these skills are related to dodging. Arms for attack, and curio would be for damage, debuffs, and all that. So it's a support. It's a support accessory or treasure. Not really sure why Adornment isn't in the same league as the other three in that character panel here, but yeah, this is where you can do the upgrade. So remember the things that we looted when we first logged in. Um, you can use all that good stuff over here. So you got your wings insignia, curio insignia, and liquor. Um, yeah, just keep on upgrading that. No reason to hold on to them. Just keep on using them as you progress through the game. And once you bring the whatever treasure you're upgrading to a certain level, like level 91, that also unlocks another passive for you. So just take a look at the descriptions to find, to figure out what that is. It does take a while though, but you can pretty much activate this without paying anything. It takes time. This game is either a game of uh, money or a game of patience, or both. All right, so yeah, while we're still at daily quest number 10. All right, at the half point mark, it's going to reward us with some stuff, I think, if I remember correctly. Um, partner. So yeah, we also get some of these crystals or gems. And notice how this star is already all the way through. That means that once we upgrade an additional level beyond 10 stars, then we will activate the next tier of the partner. So that's going to be the Lunar Mage. And this is all cumulative, so you don't have to worry about choosing, hey, which one should I activate? Oh, it's really, just choosing that is cosmetic. You still get the same gains from whatever transmutation you activate. So here's the reward at at the 10 quest mark point. And you can just click on complete for that and resume the other, resume quests. So it's going to start the second section or the second group of quests. Pretty nice, pretty nice. All right, let's go back to the partner. So yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade that. Now we've upgraded our partner to the second tier. They're the Lunar Mage. We still have that red dot, means that once we click on that, it's going to allow us to upgrade to the next star. And then you just rinse and repeat. One thing that you don't want to do is, so see how I still have 4 shards, 4 gems, I mean. You don't want to press the advance all on this one, because this is actually a timer. This works on a timer, and if you do not upgrade this by the time the timer is out, you end up losing whatever progress. It goes down back to 0. Same for the mount, I believe. Yeah, whenever you see wishing XP, this upgrade will not be cleared. Um, I think towards the end of, towards the higher levels. For the newer players, it doesn't activate. But for, if you've been playing this game for a while, you may notice that it's gonna give you a pop-up when you close, and it's gonna say something about like a timer and all that. It's running out. So yeah, we might even make it to up to that point. So Mount Transmo. Not sure what transmo really means. I think it's transmute or transmutation. Transmo. Oh, never mind. I know what it means. Transmo, transmogrify, I think. Remember that from my Diablo days. Trans transmogrification. Let's take a look. Yep. So whenever you see transmo, that means transmogrify. Very fancy. So see here. Transmogrify to change or alter greatly, and basically it changes your appearance. Right. So we have 30 out of 30 shards. This is free, given by the game, and that also gives us some stats. And cultivate means, remember that red stuff that we got earlier? So this increases the stats by 2%. Let's go ahead and do that. And again, since it's a percentage, the stronger your mount gets, the more the greater the gains from that percentage stat. And you can actually see those percentage stats over here. Just click on your character, and you've got base stats, advanced stats, and rare stats. Your percentage stats should be somewhere here. Crit rate percentage. Oh no. So if it's the mount, then it's on that mount page. Yeah, it has its own information panel. But like the spirit, you're gonna see different tiers over here, so don't worry about choosing the skin. Just, these are all the tiers, the same as with the partner. I mean, I said spirit earlier. I apologize. So yeah. All right. So we seem to be going at a really slow pace today, and worst part of it is I didn't time it. I think I started at 110. Oh no, it is 110. Probably started at a little bit before 1 o'clock. Um, don't worry. I'll try to make the most out of this daily questing as I can. So we are already at level 122, and while it's doing this boring part, you can take this time to actually look at the stuff that you've unlocked so far. Um, we're only really doing the daily quest so that we get that unlocked and get this bar progressed. And as you can see, we still have daily enhances, XP vaults. Daily enhances are really quick. Just click on go, and then that opens up this page. If you get lost, just activate that from the craft button over there, and then you're in the same page. And just do that like 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, or that advice that I gave to you yesterday. You can upgrade these in round robin, upgrade all of them to 30 while it's doing the daily quest in the background. Get that out of the way. Um, yeah. All right. Every time you hit a milestone, like 30-minute mark, 60-minute mark, you'll see that chest icon, the one that I clicked on. It gets you straight here. Again, if you're lost, um, let's wait for this to teleport out of the dungeon. If you want to get there manually, what do you have to click? You just click on benefits and then um, online reward. So you'll end up in the same place. Right. Let's claim the quest. quest 15, and then we'll have 10 guild quests to do. Um, Still a lot of time to actually mess around and do our upgrades while this is going on in the foreground. Bead hunt, yeah, we can do a little bit of upgrading here. It's not really, you're pretty much limited to what you can do in this system until you start to clear the bead tower. And what the bead tower is, it's just basically a one-on-one battle with bosses per level. And the higher you get in that tower, the more stuff that you can do with your beads. Um, if you want to find out what you need to do, just click on the lock. It's going to tell you that you need to unlock bead tower 20, and you'll eventually get there. You don't really have to pay, anything to unlock this. This is a pretty low tower, floor 44. Um, and then once you're done with unlocking all of that, then that's when you start, you know, having options, because by the time you're at that stage, you would have gotten quite a few beads to play around with. And I want to show you, but this is going to teleport out soon. Let's get out of it. So yeah. So, right. Go to wait, bead hunt. So you get the opportunity to choose between your, how you want to configure your character and see what the beads are available. You go to your bead index right here. You get all these stats. I think there's like 8 stats altogether. Or 16. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And 16 stats, but you only have 8 slots. So cross, how do we, can I just equip all of them? Yes, you can. But it's going to take a while. You're, Initially, you're going to start off with just a bead, your strongest 8 beads, with a focus on, you definitely always want to have like attack in there, defense, armor, the percentage stats as well, hit and evasion, not so, unless you really are, gearing towards that heavily. But if you're not going to go all out with evasion, it's not worth it. But yeah, towards the mid game, you'll have enough of those to actually go and fuse them together, and um, that's how you can get all 16 stats on that. I don't know if it's a necklace, um, because beads are used for necklaces, right? So yeah, you can combine them, and once you get them combined, where am I? Fusion. All right. Okay, we won't be able to see that, but generally what this does is you can combine 2 beads. Each bead has its own partner, which you can combine, so up to 8 combinations of beads, just enough to fill every slot with all 16 stats. And then towards the end game, that's when you switch to red, because you can only upgrade your beads to a maximum level of 50 before it stops getting any better. So once you're at that point, then upgrading to red quality beads is your only option to get better in that feature, in that system. Um, yeah, passive skills, these get unlocked naturally as you progress through the air quotes story, but don't worry about it. The real fun actually begins around the second week of your playing, especially if you're playing in a new server. So you start being in a new server. The cross server features are not yet there for you, so the competition is really gonna be geared, gonna be inside like the boundaries of your servers, local player base, and um, there are different places that can happen. Um, there's like guild versus guild. There's gonna be like two of those, I think. Um, One would be the Seven Seas. Oh no, sorry, forget what I said. That's a cross server. But there are a couple of GVGs in here. We'll get to that as soon as it's unlocked. But yeah, so right now what you want to focus on is getting this level up, and up to the point that we switch to like four, switch level 4. We are currently at switch level 2, and as soon as we finish this, we're 19 out of 20. I'm not gonna, yeah, we can skip this guild quest and do that like tomorrow. I'll do it when we finish the video. Of course, but I wanna walk through switch level 2, switch level, yeah, switch to unlock. So we change from gunslinger to assault is what we're after. Oops, whoa, 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 whoa. We haven't finished the daily quest. We need 5 more kills. Come on. All right. What else are we missing? Um, we can do some rounds of dungeons. Yeah, I have a few tips about this as well. The couple dungeon. Temple defense is another thing that I really want to cover because this has by far been the team dungeon that has given me the most grief because people tend to AFK in there, which really sucks if you're trying to get past like a you know, certain wave to get to the next level of rewards. And if someone AFKs, unfortunately, the game's targeting system messes up really bad, and your character kind of tends to target a different lane and it opens up your lane to attack, and you kind of lose the game. Uh, lose waves rather. Alrighty, so we're done with the quests, or this is gonna automatically try to do the guild quest. Let's go to switch. Let's try to switch class now. Oh, I just remembered. These switch class quests usually do what do you call this? Usually have like a loot X number of items, which does take quite a bit. And I may end up pausing the video while this progresses because I don't want you guys to watch that. That's gonna be um, a drag to watch, right? Red packets. All right. So you might have noticed this packet thing. If you're in a guild and if you're in an active guild, this is gonna come up a lot. Um, and what this does is like if someone actually tops up or finishes a number of things like guild quests or activities, then the packet comes up and you can actually get bound diamonds. I've never really seen non-bound diamonds come up. Oh, we're done with the first stage. So we're at stage 2. This is not going to be... Alright, so you can see now we're going to start unlocking grade 7, grade 8 tier gear. And that is so weird. Why did... I don't remember getting this. Oh, no, no, I'm sorry. This isn't going to be a reward. It unlocks it for you so that you can equip it. It doesn't give you that. For a moment there, I was like, what? When did they give us that? So let's click on go now so that we can go to that interface. Go to that next step. Oh, yeah, okay. So here's the long part. It's going to ask you to get 50 dark claws. Unfortunately, you have to suffer through this part. It's really the longest part of this process. And yeah, I'm gonna after that, all it does is really ask you to, gives you that confirmation. But I, what do we want to do? What do we want to do with our life? Let's finish this. But I'm gonna pause the video, and then come back to it later, I guess. Where were we a while ago? So guild quest, yeah. So guilds, they're in red packets. You, once you start doing stuff for your guild, you can also, um, activate that for the rest of the guild, and it gives you like 35 bound diamonds, and it sends a gold packet to the guild, which gives rewards them with a random number of gold from a pool. And that depends on how much activity you've generated. How do you know how much activity you've generated per day? Is you go back to this training thing and you can see that you have 60 activity points. So just enough to activate this second reward, and you need 150. So at 150, go back to your guild and then just click on the activity and then claim. It gives the rest of the guild members some activity, and a red packet, red gold packet. Um, and some other stuff that you need to do while you're in this guild or in a guild is you want to contribute, not gold. Oh, this is the storage. So from my other characters, I haven't taken out any of these. These are all loot drops from my other free-to-play character. Um, but yeah, what you want to do is on the main page, you see these guild buildings icon. Click on that. Click on the treasury and donate these medals. They have no other use except for donating to the guild fund. I haven't really seen people sell it because you can sell it on the marketplace. But it's really stupid because if you sell that, then you kind of like you're losing out on guild contributions because I want to show that to you in a while. Uh, Material sundries, I think. Yeah, so this person sold 99 guild medals and probably from a dummy account who doesn't need it. But if you're playing on a main account, you need those for your character because that gives you the currency called guild contribution right over here to unlock skills or level up guild skills. And these are all percentage based. So what do we know about percentage based skills? They scale with your character. So yeah, is there any number of stats? This really depends on you, how you want to play. Are you a defensive player? Are you an offensive player? Do you want to be a glass cannon? Do you want to focus more on attack? Do you want to be able to tank damage? Then you need to choose the defense-based stats. Or do you want to be a jack of all trades and just really level everything out? It's up to you. Um, but anything that you put in any of these skills, more skills will become available as the guild levels up, which is why, again, you want to choose a guild in the top 3 positions or top 5 at least if you have a really active server, because those guilds will have more skills to choose from, including fixed defense and fixed attack, which are the last two that I've seen so far, um, that get unlocked after Shadow. Shadow is my favorite because my main character is built towards evasion, and I have it geared heavily towards that stat. Um, Members, not really something important. Yeah. So you can see the guild level. Um, to see the top ranking, just click on. So I went through that really quick. Click on ranking over here, and then click on guild ranking. You can see the top guild. Um, so I don't know if this is gonna be the format for every server, but usually they get the player base in a server gets saturated around I think week 3 or 4, and everybody starts to join just this one server because by that time, cross server events would have been introduced to the game, and you really want to band together as a server if you're lacking players, in order to become competitive in one of those modes. And what one of those modes is Enmead Battle, I think it is. No, no, no. Here, League Battle. So that's one of them. Supremacy War is another. I haven't made it far into get into the game to see what Supremacy or Demonic Temple is. Um, what else is there? I haven't seen a Hallowed Siege yet. But yeah, so the direction the game would a server would head is towards cross-server competitive gaming. So that's why in the end you kind of end up with one guild for that server, and everything else becomes irrelevant. Um, so yeah, it's not a good idea. That's why it's not a good idea to go around trash talking or being an unpleasant player in your server, because chances are in the end you're gonna be at a loss. You're gonna be on your own. No one likes you. In the end, you're just gonna end up like having a really tough time trying to survive, or trying to go through get through the events. Um, yeah. All right. So that does covers the guild a little bit more in more detail. The fusion thing, you don't want to worry about this. Like I said, you never really want to go in and fuse your gems this way. You want to apply a certain level of, a uniform level of gems across whatever number of slots is available, which I'll explain in more detail in a different video. Um, this is where you fuse your tickets. Feel free to do that. Feel free to do this, um, so that you can, oh, actually, becomes important if you already have a partner in mind, um, and this gives you more value for your flowers as opposed to sending, in spite of the fact that this is better sending, but than sending 99 individual flowers. It also gives you more intimacy points the higher the tier of flowers. So you start off with a single rose. You can combine 9 of those into this, which gives you like 10 points instead of 9. And then you can combine 9 of those into this. I think it's 9, or is it 11? It's 11. And that gives you 120 instead of 110. So you get 10 bonus flowers per bouquet. But yeah, you only need to use that when you have someone in mind, special someone. We're at 37 out of 50, and still haven't run out of things to say. Let's check again. If you're at a loss of what you want to do next, go here and then check. So I still have a gold dungeon. I can't do the boss hunt because I'm a free-to-play player, and I don't want to use those tickets like I put in the box because it's still quite a low level, and using that would be a waste. Um, Guild quests, yeah, I can do that. XP vault. So again, remember I said yesterday, the XP vault is the single um, most strongest. That's wrong grammar right there. The strongest, or where you can get XP the most, aside from grinding or leaving your character to go on expedition mode for 12 hours. You get a lot by using this, and I like using this at the very end because once I'm done, when I go into XP Vault, I usually activate the potion, and after that, I don't really want to be doing anything else. Just leaving going aside from just going into expedition mode, so that to make the most out of the XP potion. So I'll be doing that last. And it's not really getting into those themes aren't isn't as much of a challenge as it is in a regular MMORPG. Usually you'll just see, you can click on team up and then click on auto match and wait for your team to fill up. It takes from it doesn't it's not limited to the player base on your server, is what I'm trying to say. So there's always going to be someone from some other server who's going to join you, and it doesn't take ages to just fill that team up. It's really just three people getting together, being assigned to the same team by the game system. So we're ready. Click on complete. Oh no, am I gonna fight a boss? I don't remember. I'm gonna fight a boss. Please win. That would suck if we didn't win. I mean, I can always dodge, right? Right. Yeah. One thing that I really wish this game did was, have um, not reuse skins too much, because after time, after some time, you kind of get used to like, this is gonna be the Orochi skin on the higher level. Oh, this is gonna be a Frost Giant skin. You know, it kind of gets repetitive after a while. And then you've also got those bosses named after the seven deadly sins. It's kind of weird, given that some of them come from a different, what do you call this, a different mythos. And then you suddenly have like something from the Bible, like the seven sins. So you've got lust, envy, that kind of naming for other bosses that you'll encounter. We barely made it, and we're past the third trial. So I think we're good to go and switch. Complete. And I think we can end the video right here, right? Um, Things that I'm going to be doing in the background, because, all right, so we now have the capability to use equip curios. We have two additional skills, or two stronger versions of the skills, I'm sorry, and a capability to equip gear 7 and gear 8, I think it was. So yeah, we got a lot stronger. So we're now at almost at 500,000 combat power. Now, combat power is a tricky thing. It's a nice measure of your prowess, but it doesn't mean that, like, if you encounter a 300, someone just a little bit underneath that, doesn't guarantee that you're gonna win over them in the PvP. If they've been pacing min-maxing their stats, like paying close attention to their build, and for some their build becomes more of a has more of a theme to it and becomes more effective than whatever you're using, whatever the game gives you, then your tendency is that you're going to lose to that player. Um, yeah. So what? Uh, I don't know. I can't remember if I really did these things for it. But tell you what, we'll do one of each, right? So let's just do one of these gold dungeons. Yeah, these are the solo dungeons, which really don't get too hard after a while. I've only lost to like a gold dungeon when I wasn't paying attention and this auto button wasn't lit up. If it's like that, then your character's just gonna stand there like an idiot, and the time's gonna run out, and then you're gonna lose. So that's happened a few times. Um, but the primary reason why you're doing a gold dungeon is to get, of course, the gold so that you can upgrade your gear. Um, because you do end up towards, especially to above level 50 onwards, you kind of need lots, and lots of gold because this gets progressively higher. And this doesn't mean like you're gonna use 37,500 gold to get it from plus 20 to 21. This is a step towards that level. So what I mean by that, if I click on enhance, that's one step. That's 37,500. That's another 37,500. That's another one, and so on and so forth. And then until you fill up that bar, then it becomes 40,000. Yeah, pretty intense. So it's pretty expensive. Um, my main's only at, I think, at 130. All right. So you can tell that you don't really have to pay attention to the background. It's doing something for sure. It's when the background isn't moving, you need to take a quick look. So yeah, we got some XP potions, which is weird. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the Purify gems. It's part of the gear enhancement system. And this one's the partner dungeon. Now this one's a little bit trickier because tendency is if you haven't used up all the stuff that you need to upgrade your character with, like all the shards, gems, insignias, um, and the beads, you might end up. There's a chance that you're gonna lose against this at the early stages of the game. So I am in normal mode. You can see that the suggested combat power is 351. We're way over that, so we might be able to defeat this boss. The bad part about this is if you lose, it counts as one attempt. So you really, if you're still getting used to the game, you don't want to AFK this because um, you end up being hit by the boss's telegraphic, the telegraph special skills. But right now, it looks like we're doing good. It only really becomes a problem if we're under leveled or we didn't equip some certain, you know, the new gear as we got them. Yeah, so that's a telegraph. You want to get out of that, especially if you're at the lower levels. And yes, this is the lower levels, 223. It's still very low. Once you unlock legend levels, then that's when stuff becomes a little bit more serious. I mean, this is nice, but it's not really. Come on. It's pretty easy stuff. All right, so let's just do a little bit of a preview of the boss. The bead. We're in the bead tower now, and you can pretty much auto this because there is no way that you're gonna go past a certain level because you're gonna be up, against enemies that are already higher than your combat power. The game does allow you to do that. Um, yeah, so right now it's just throwing stuff at you that you can take care of in one, two, or three hits. And then you're gonna end up running into a wall, which is something that I don't quite get. Like some players kind of find that off-putting. Um, but that just means that you're already at your maximum capacity. It's not a paywall because there are many ways that you can upgrade your character without having to pay. You just need to. What's the other type of gamer? Be patient and just let the just keep on doing your dailies throughout the week. You'll be surprised how much power your character can get. So yeah, as you progress through this bead tower, you get two different kinds of. Is it two or three? You get these yellow beads. Those are for upgrading your beads, and you get the bead pack, which is also useful for getting, uh, you know, getting different variations. So remember the 16 different beads, like attack, defense, that kind of stuff. And you also get offering beads, which is also something that you can use to devour and get these yellow upgrade beads in return. Right, so we're at level 160 and I really want to it could go on for a bit because we seem to be doing really well. And again, I remember you saw the guild storage. I haven't taken anything out of that, I swear. Everything that we're using is from yesterday, so we're not cheating. I'm gonna devour that lock. And the reason why I devour icon, these locked items is because I don't want to end up, fusing them with stuff, because that's gonna end up with a locked fused item. And why is it a bad thing? Is because you might want to give it to someone, and if it's bound or if it's locked, then you can't. Or you might want to sell it in the market, and if it's locked, you can't sell it. Yeah. So I don't know. This is gonna take a while. Let's just end it um at that stage. The XP dungeon. So have I missed anything? Now, I've shown you these two. The team dungeons I haven't shown you yet. Um, Towards at the very early during the first week of the game, you might want to plan this out, like because you're progressing through the levels quickly, and you might be able to um, how do I want to say this? You might be able to unlock the next tier of the gear dungeon at the end of your gaming session. So this is the only exception to that rule that I follow when I'm, whether or not to do the XP dungeon the last, because gear is also becomes more and more important um, as you progress. At the very early stages, you kind of fly past them, um, but towards when you're able to start using gear grade 7, then that's when those gears kind of stay with you for a while. That's what I want to say. So notice how the normal tier only gives you up to grade 6, and the next tier says you have to be level 240 to unlock, and we're at 223, which is 17 levels. So might be worth it if we actually do the XP dungeons first and see if we can get that 240 level. But before we go into the XP dungeon, we could use a 1.5 XP potion right now, or we could go into the dungeon. There's two ways to activate this. I'll show you the other ways to. And when you do the XP dungeon, you don't want to click on some random team, uh, because there are different tiers, and you might have clicked on a tier. I don't know if the game will actually show you a tier that is lower than your XP tier. But yeah, so once you do the auto matching, it starts matching you up, and you can see we've already got someone with us. And the neat thing about this is you can close this out, and it's still gonna do that in the background, giving us some stuff to, the capability to do some other stuff. I'm just gonna click on these. So you've got these subquests, and not really a priority at the moment. All right, so that filled up the last slot. Now an XP run. Um, Wait. Here's how you activate the potion. You can do it this way. Click on the XP icon over here, and then click on use. If you have the 2 times potion, then that's great. You can use that as well. Battle cry, you also want to make sure that that is activated at all times, because the way that this XP dungeon works is the more mobs you kill, the higher the XP that you're gonna get, right? And I think I did show you guys yesterday how quick this accumulates. So it might be a but thinking back on like 240 as a target, I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough to make this. Um, but let's see. We might be able to tweak this a little bit more. Let's go to bag. Yeah, see, this is expired. So this was like, when yesterday it wasn't. And what you want to do is click on it and then click on renew. It's going to ask, okay, this is a little bit confusing, but don't worry. It's 380 for the bound, the real currency diamonds or the blue diamonds, and 666 for the bound diamonds, the ones that you get for free. And if you're starting out, always get that and activate it. Don't worry about losing like that 668. Where am I gonna get that? You're gonna get that back really quick. Because you've got like a ton of other stuff going on. So now we've activated the 50% bonus, and we've also got this going on. Um, that should speed it up a little bit more. And do we have the XP? We've already unlocked 3 of these, so but I don't have any beads. But I do have those bundles that I didn't open up from the bead tower. Remember that? So let's go ahead and use all of those. Defense, hit. These are devouring stuff. So let's go ahead and skip that animation. And let's go back to our bead hunt interface. So now I've got 3 dots. This is a good sign. XP bead, yes, perfect. That's another way to increase your XP buff. And hit, of course, and attack. We already have that. SMH, which is in addition to the damage that you can do. And we want to dismantle. So dismantling, don't worry about clicking on the dismantle right away, because it's only ever going to select the devouring beads. The ones that don't have stats are purely for getting the bead XP beads. So you can use that. And then we're going to focus on leveling up the XP and getting as much as that as possible. Don't worry, you can always get that back. All right. So we're at a limit. So the next thing that we want to upgrade is to your attack. And probably a little bit of SMH. Dismantle those offering beads that came in. Okay. But yeah, once you're done with it, if you get a better bead, then you can dismantle it. And it's just going to return the XP. It's even going to return the bead, the original bead. Yeah, that should be enough to boost our XP a little bit. And while it's doing that, it's going to take a full minute. We can also, now we've got that dot, so it means we can upgrade that fully, and we can do it one more time and another time. Gear, great. We've unlocked the gear interface because of that first spirit or partner, and we can unlock the second one as well. Nope, that's as far as we can go. So let's go ahead and click on the box with the red dot. It means like we've got 2 shoes. I don't think I was able to click on a claim button as quickly as possible. I want to use that so that it frees up a space, and we want to hide that again because we don't want to use that by mistake. That gives you an additional chance at a boss. Pretty rare. I think you get that with the if you purchase like more than 600. No, I think it's the third one here. So yeah, I want to save that for better days. So we're done with the first XP round, and let's see how high we got. 233. We got 10 levels. I wonder if we can still push. Let's push. And I think we're already over. We're over 1 hour now. But That is also considering that we haven't done the guild quests, which also awards some XP. Um, Upgrade this while waiting for our team to complete. So yeah, this is like, I don't know. This game appeals to people who like numbers. If you like numbers, you're going to be into this game. If you like statistics, if you like min-maxing, if you like investing into a character and making it become overpowered, if you like the challenge of matching up with, versus a pay to play player, um, then you might want to try this game. How is the player base? Yeah, that's a nice question. Um, some games like that I've played that are similar to this, like Crown Four Kingdoms, um, Seal, The New World, they have some different player bases, but there's all the community. It's like any other MMORPG. Like you have to make a name for yourself, and you start off with a couple of friends. You start off in a guild, and then you make those connections. It's not different from that at all. Um, and there aren't really like, clicks like, if you see a pay to paying player, I rarely have encountered that kind of player that is snobbish or that doesn't want to help, because usually those are the players that actually tend to help out the non-paying players, unless there's something really wrong with your personality, then yeah. But I haven't encountered that kind of problem here. What you will encounter, however, are like, that there are some random players that are in the PvP area, and I guess that's all or always part of the game. Like, you are in a PvP area, so if you do get killed or PK'd, yeah, it's most likely not anybody else's fault, because that's a PvP player area. But we do tend to, um, you know, uh, the further along a server goes, the more unwritten rules that people want to follow. Like, don't kill other players who are just doing their quests, that kind of stuff. But it's unavoidable. Um, Overall, I don't really feel that this game, especially in my server, it's not really that toxic. There are a few unruly players, but that's not enough to put me off, because I'm in a good guild that supports me. And yeah, so we still have 2 minutes on the clock, and we're already at 237. So this is what I'm talking about. Um, if we had gone and used the gear dungeon earlier, then we would have been stuck at getting gear 6, and we have lost the chance to get gear 7 if my calculations are correct, with the next tier of the gear dungeon. But on any other day, like if the bracket was so far away that it wouldn't really matter if I did it at the beginning of the session, at the end of the session, I'd still end up in the same gear bracket, then I would do the XP dungeon last, because I would want to use the potion and carry that over to the expedition exploration mode. Sometimes I would also chug up a few more potions, because those they don't stack. Like, what if you use two 50% potions? Two one these are the potions that I'm talking about. The 1.5. So you got two of these. One of them is bound and the other is not. Reason is, I think you can sell these. Can you? No. You can sell something if it has a launch button. What's that? I thought I put that in there. All right. You know you can sell something if it has a launch button. Bound ones, the ones with the locks, you cannot sell. See? And if it doesn't have a launch button, then you can't sell those. These you can sell. So yeah, if you want to sell something, click on that, click on launch. It opens the interface. And I personally don't know if people buy flowers. There's like a lot of that going around for free. Um, but if you have like, gear that you don't need, you can sell them in the marketplace. That's one way to open up the market interface. The other is to go here, trading house, and then click on launch items. And then select launch, choose a price, click on launch. Don't worry about this, it doesn't matter. All right, we're done. And we have finished the tour gear dungeons at 3 levels above our target. So we now have set crafting. And that, again, as I said, since it's about gears, I want to cover everything about gears in a different video. But now we've unlocked the next tier of the gear dungeon. And the gear dungeon, so now I'm at expert C. If we did it a while ago, we would have ended up with this pool of possible rewards. They're not guaranteed. They're possible rewards. So now we can equip gear 7 or get a chance. And just click on auto match again for that. Level 240 gears. So if you click on that, yeah, just make sure you're in the right tier. And we get some mail. Oh yeah. So Chaos Ghost Dump, another boss feature where, because this really is a game about getting gear. So that would have unlocked this, and you need those chaos tickets to get into that. And now, unlike the boss hunt, the Chaos Ghost Dump is open even to free to play players, and that's where a lot of stuff goes on. At the early stages of the game, you got a lot of competition going on there. Like inside, only your server can get in. There's one instance of that for every server, so it's not cross-server. You won't see people from other, players from other servers going there. But at the early stages of your server, you're gonna expect some PK, some drama going on there, because you got a very limited number of bosses that will drop loots, and a lot of people would want a piece of that pie, and will be more competitive than the rest. So expect some PKing and some flaming going on in the chat. It's natural. So here, looks like we're not going at a really good rate. That's way too slow. But then again, I'm probably paired with newer, characters at my level as well. But yeah, I think this is a nice place to cut the video off, because it kind of shows you like a nice tip when starting off a new character on a server. You want to plan ahead. Want to make sure you're not going into the dungeons without thinking it through first. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty quick, and you have like 3 attempts to do this, and all you can do is pray to the RNG gods that it gives you at least a 2-star gear or a 1-star. And since this is a new tier of gear, it's always going to be higher, going to give you bonus stats. But as you get, your target should be to get the 2 stars, and at least 3 to 5 of those to make a red, to fuse into a red one. So we got what did we get? That could have been somebody else. We'll find out. But, since it came up in my chat, nah, it was somebody else. So yeah, that's close. So we got a grade 7 pant. and a grade 7 cannon. So massive, massive combat power gain. Jump in combat power right there. See, 50k. Use that. No need to hold on to that. And I've got 2 more. Got, if I were at least VIP 2, I would be able to purchase one of those. I can still do this, so I'm probably going to do that behind the scenes. Just remember, we stopped at 243. It's going to probably be a bit, over that when we come back. But yeah, the only thing that I'm going to be doing behind the scenes would be, if I can find my mouse, enough to get all this sorted out, right? And then, yeah, let's just do this. Not really groundbreaking. Um, I don't think I have missed anything important. Beads, teams, the couple dungeon. Yeah, you don't have to be in a. You don't have to have a partner. You can just team up and auto match while you don't have one. You'll get a random person, and um, hopefully we do. But do you know what that rewards you with stuff to upgrade your ring right here. See, another place where you can upgrade your stats. So, can do we have time for that? Well, time is definitely out of the window for this video. Um, so might as well go ahead and do it, right? I've been talking for more than an hour and my mouth is about to fall off. I don't know how bloggers do this on a daily basis. All right. So the goal here is to really just kill all the mobs. It's not a major challenge. I haven't been in a situation where this has caused me to fail. Huh, looks like the divine map was up and we missed that on my main. Not a problem, not a problem. Not something to worry about if you're new. So yeah, we just wouldn't need, oh come on. Why did you, so one major flaw about this game is its auto targeting feature. Once it locks onto a character or an enemy, you need to press this button right here where the mouse is to switch targets. Alright, so we're done. At the end of the game, if you're a couple, you get a bonus round of a question where you have to answer correctly. Now, be careful about clicking this. That gives you the opportunity to double the amount. And unless you really want to get twice the amount, which I'm not really sure if that's worth it for 80 bound diamonds. Click on the ring and then use those primary spar, whatever that is, short for upgrade, 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 upgrade. All right. This also will upgrade give you some really nice bonuses to both PvE and PvP. So yeah, it's pretty integral to to the game, to your performance in the game. Oh, right. So that's everything. I'm not gonna cover the Flash. We get these icons here. These are all for P2 pay to play players. Not really something we want to worry about at this point. But other than that, I think we've covered everything. So, yeah, peace.